Welcome back to The Ed Show, and thanks for watching tonight. If you know them well, then you know that they wrap themselves in the flag. They do it better than you, don't they? They claim that they will do anything for the nation's bravest soldiers, except, of course, when it comes to the money. The right-wing myth machine in this country has managed to not only demonize our teachers, as you saw in the last segment. How about sanitation workers and those who construct our roads in this country? They managed to lay the state budget crisis right at the feet of our firefighters as well. And it's happening everywhere, from John Kasich's Ohio to Chris Christie's New Jersey. As a candidate, Mr. Christie promised the firefighters of the state that he would not, quote, eliminate, change, or alter pensions. Well, as governor, he's broken that promise, asking firefighters to shoulder extra costs. Maybe the lawmakers like Christie would be better off listening to those on the front lines. Guys like Mark McLeese, the fire chief in Syracuse, New York. At a recent ceremony, McLeese spoke against the attack on pensions. He said, quote, "The last time I checked, there were no plaques with the names of bankers who died in the line of duty. There are no statues on the Wall Street executives who laid down their lives for total strangers." Joining me now is Harold Schaitberger, General President of the International Association of Firefighters. It represents 300,000 firefighters and paramedics across the country. Mr. Schaitberger, good to have you with us tonight.
Ed, thanks for having me on your show.
What's the most important thing you want to tell the American people tonight, Harold?
That the attacks on the retirement plans of firefighters and paramedics that is occurring all over this country is unwarranted, it's unfounded, and it's based on basically a myth. And that is that so many of our plans are in such drastic condition. The fact of the matter, Ed, is that over 80% of the retirement plans of firefighters and paramedics are funded at 80% or better. They are not in terrible unfunded situations. And you mentioned New Jersey when you began this part of the show. Let me talk about New Jersey. Let's go back to Christine Whitman, that in 1994 and 1995 basically stole $3 billion out of the New Jersey pension plans in order to provide tax cuts that she had promised during her campaign. Since that time, that state has never paid more than 58% of its obligation each year into that retirement plan, while firefighters and paramedics paid every single month out of every single paycheck. And for 4 years, they never paid a single penny into those plans. They basically took that plan from a $7.5 billion surplus. They ran it into the ground, a $34 billion deficit, and now we've got a governor who's the poster boy for pension reform, trying to lay the blame at the feet of firefighters and paramedics and other government workers. It's simply a myth, and it's a fraud.
And the bottom line is they're just trying to take it out of the backs of the working folk of America. They'll go after their health care, they'll go after their wages, they'll go after their pension, anything they possibly can to the working folk to make sure that they're politically safe when it comes to balancing the budget. Now, some states that deny employees collective bargaining, like Nevada and also North Carolina and Arizona, are running